Michael J. Fox is 64 now, and instead of talking about movies, awards, or even his legendary career, he's talking about something far more personal, his final goodbye. And what he revealed shocked a lot of people, because this isn't just about who he wants there, it's about who he doesn't want there. Think about that for a second. A man loved by millions, respected across generations, someone who made people laugh, cry, and believe in hope, is now quietly setting boundaries for his own funeral. But why? Why would someone like Michael J. Fox, known for his kindness and humility, feel the need to draw a line even at the end of his life? What could turn a peaceful farewell into something he wants to avoid? And what does this say about Hollywood, about fame, and about the people who surround you when the spotlight fades? Because once you hear the full story, you'll realize this isn't just about a funeral. It's about truth, loyalty, and the painful difference between real love and fake presence. Before the illness, before the headlines, before the deep emotional reflections, Michael J. Fox was simply a young man chasing a dream. Born in Canada, raised in a constantly moving family, he didn't grow up with stability. New places, new schools, new faces. It was a life that forced him to adapt quickly. And maybe that's where it all started, that ability to connect, to charm, to make people feel something. But here's the thing, it wasn't easy. At just 15 years old, he made a decision that most people would be too scared to make. He left school behind and moved to Los Angeles to become an actor. No guarantee, no safety net, just belief. And reality hit him hard. There were nights he barely had money, days where rejection felt endless, moments where giving up would have been the easier choice. But he didn't quit. And that's what makes his story different, because slowly things started to change. A role here, a small opportunity there, until one day everything shifted. Family ties. That show didn't just give him success, it made him a star. His character connected with audiences in a way that felt real. People didn't just watch him, they felt him. And then came the moment that changed everything. Back to the Future. A role that almost didn't happen, a role that could have gone to someone else, but somehow it found him. And when it did, Michael J. Fox didn't just act in that film, he became Marty McFly. That performance turned him into a global icon. Suddenly, he wasn't just a TV star anymore, he was everywhere. Magazines, interviews, red carpets, fame at a level most people only dream of. But here's the twist. While the world saw success, something else was quietly building behind the scenes, something no one expected. At just 30 years old, right in the middle of his rise, Michael J. Fox noticed something small, a tremor, just a slight movement in his finger. At first, it didn't seem like much, stress maybe, exhaustion, too much work, but it didn't go away. It got worse. And then came the moment that changed everything. The diagnosis, Parkinson's disease. Imagine that. You're at the peak of your career. Your life is moving fast. Everything is falling into place. And suddenly, everything shifts. But what nobody expected was what he did next. He didn't tell the world. For years, he kept it a secret. He kept acting, kept smiling, kept performing like nothing was wrong. But behind the scenes, it was a different story. Medication schedules, hidden struggles, exhaustion, fear. Every role became more than just acting. It became survival. And the pressure? It was overwhelming. Because in Hollywood, weakness isn't something people understand. And that's where things started to change, not just physically, but emotionally. Because when you're going through something that heavy, you start to see people differently. You start to notice who's really there and who's just there for the moment. But here's where the story takes a deeper turn.
Because Michael J. Fox didn't just fight a disease, he also had to navigate something even more complicated: relationships, friendships, the truth behind Hollywood connections. At first, everything looked the same. People still smiled, still showed up, still played their roles in his life. But over time, things shifted. Some people slowly disappeared. Not dramatically, not all at once, just quietly. Calls became less frequent, invitations stopped coming, connections faded.
And that's when reality hit him. Not everyone who stands next to you stands with you. And that realization, it changes you, because suddenly you start asking different questions. Who really cares? Who would still be here if the cameras were gone? Who sees me? Not the celebrity, not the image, but the person. And that's where this whole funeral conversation begins. Because for Michael J. Fox, it's not really about death, it's about truth. He's seen what happens in Hollywood when someone passes away. Big funerals, flashing cameras, celebrities showing up. But sometimes it doesn't feel real. Sometimes it feels like a performance, like people are attending not out of love, but out of expectation, out of image, out of being seen. And he doesn't want that, not for himself. He's made it clear, in his own honest and slightly humorous way, that there are certain types of people he wouldn't want at his funeral. Not because he hates them, not because of drama, but because of what they represent. The show, the spectacle, the kind of presence that turns a deeply personal moment into something public and uncomfortable. He's even joked about certain personalities, people who naturally draw attention, saying their presence could completely shift the energy of the room. And when you think about it, he's not wrong. Because grief, real grief, is quiet. It's not loud, it's not performative, it's not something you put on display. And that's exactly what he's trying to protect. But here's the deeper truth. This isn't just about who shouldn't be there. It's about who should. The people who stayed. The ones who didn't disappear when things got hard. The ones who didn't need cameras or headlines to show love. His wife, his children, the few close friends who proved over time that their connection was real. That's what matters to him. And maybe that's the biggest lesson in all of this. Because when everything else fades, fame, success, attention, what you're left with is people, real people. Or sometimes the painful realization that there aren't many. And emotionally, this hits deeper than most people realize. Because living with Parkinson's isn't just physical, it's mental, it's emotional. It forces you to face things most people avoid: time, mortality, legacy. And for Michael J. Fox, it's also forced him to simplify everything, to strip life down to what actually matters. He's spoken openly about wanting peace, not fear, not chaos, just peace. A quiet ending, surrounded by people who truly know him, not the version the world created, but the real one. And that kind of clarity, it doesn't come easy. It comes from years of struggle, loss, reflection, and growth. In the end, this isn't really a story about a funeral. It's a story about life, about how someone who had everything, fame, success, admiration, realized that none of it means anything without real connection. It's about understanding that not everyone in your circle is truly in your corner. And it's about having the courage to choose authenticity, even in your final moments. Michael J. Fox isn't trying to exclude people. He's trying to protect something sacred, something honest, something real. Because at the end of it all, you don't need a crowd. You don't need attention. You don't need a spectacle. You just need truth. And maybe that's the most powerful message of all. So the real question isn't just who he doesn't want at his funeral. It's this: when your story ends, who will truly be there for you? As this story comes to an end, one thing becomes clear. Michael J. Fox isn't just thinking about death, he's teaching us how to truly understand life. Because in a world where fame can bring thousands of faces around you, he's reminding us that only a few hearts actually stay. And maybe that's the hardest truth to accept. Not everyone who smiles with you stands with you. Not everyone who celebrates you truly cares for you. And when everything fades, the lights, the cameras, the noise, what remains is something much quieter, but much more powerful. Real love, real loyalty, real connection. Michael J. Fox's decision about who he does and doesn't want at his funeral isn't about rejection, it's about protection. It's about protecting a moment that should be filled with honesty, not performance, with emotion, not attention, with meaning, not image. Because he understands something most people realize too late. Your final goodbye isn't about how many people show up. It's about who shows up with truth in their hearts. And that hits deep. It makes you think about your own life, your own circle, your own relationships. Who are the people that would stand by you when things get hard? Who are the ones who don't need a reason to stay? Who are the ones who see you? Not your success, not your image, but you. That's what really matters. And maybe that's why this story feels so personal, because it forces all of us to look inward, to question what we're building, to ask ourselves if we're surrounding ourselves with real people or just temporary ones. Because in the end, life isn't measured by fame, money, or recognition. It's measured by moments, by memories, by the people who never walked away. Michael J. Fox has faced one of life's toughest battles with courage, humor, and honesty. And even now, he's still choosing authenticity over everything else, even in his final chapter. And that's what makes his story unforgettable. If this story made you think, if it made you feel something real, then don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more powerful stories just like this. Because sometimes the biggest lessons don't come from how people live, they come from how they choose to say goodbye.